The show's about to start. Are you ready? Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio. Home. Well, it used to be the home of John Brannen, but he's apparently been let go. The Bearcats. Anyway, we'll get into that here in a minute. Now, this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. So if you guys are looking for condos, houses, apartments, check out T Properties. They got all their available properties listed right on their website. All right, guys, if you found the show, do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 975 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Okay, it's finally happened. John Brannen is no longer the head basketball coach of the University of Cincinnati. Now, you guys all know I'm a Brannen supporter, and I think this whole thing's been a big cluster. Well, here's the statement from John Cunningham. And I personally think the man needs to be fired. But let's see here. Reading the statement here. Dear Bearcats, this afternoon, we informed men's basketball head coach John Brannen that he has been relieved of his duties effectively immediately. Tim Morris will be serving as the interim head coach while we conduct a comprehensive nationwide search for a new leader of our men's basketball program. The decision to move in a new direction comes after thorough review of our program, which includes conversations. Now, this is interesting. Conversations with student athletes, coaches, and staff, as well as Coach Brannen. Ultimately, the university is acting in the best interest of student athletes and of the institution. This decision is reflective of our commitment to both, as well as our values that we hold dear. This is a personal matter, and we are unable to provide further details. Basically, I don't think they have an actual reason to fire him, but anyway. We will work quickly but judiciously in finding a new head coach with passion, fan base, strong tradition, and history, elite facilities, and collective commitment to success. We are confident that we will have a deep pool of candidates, and we will continue to engage with the support of our student athletes during this transition. Now, this is what I thought was interesting. I'll bring this up. Now, this is from Brannen's attorney. Now, I see where he said, Cunningham said he had in communication with Coach John Brannen. His lawyer, Mars, says that UC has been violating the terms of Brannen's contract since his first day on the job. Brannen's contract states that his duties include reporting directly to the UC athletic director, now John Cunningham. Mars says that after Brannen arrived at UC, he found out he was going to report to Nick Bowes, an accountant, who has the title of CFO for UC Athletics, not to the AD. Why is this important? Brannen contract states specifically that he would report directly to the AD. Brannen wasn't happy about the arrangement, but he went along with it to be a good sport. Mars has this documented in Brannen's contract to prove this. Mars goes on to say that Cunningham never did a written performance evaluation of Brannen. That was up to Bowes. Bowes gave Brannen high praise on his most recent performance review and didn't offer any single criticism. Bottom line, Mars states that UC's flow of reporting structure is not honoring Brannen's contract in the first place. So, to me, and I've been trying to put this out there, hashtag fire Cunningham, he has completely screwed this up entirely. I said this, I think this week, I think it was, per my source, that one of the UC basketball players went over Brannen's head and talked to Cunningham. Cunningham did not talk to Brannen about the situation. And from the statement I just read from his lawyer, it doesn't sound like he ever talked to him. Now they're saying they did. You know, it's he said, she said. Who knows? Either way, bottom line, John Brannen is no longer the head basketball coach of the University of Cincinnati. Do I think this is over? No, not by a long shot. I mean, he's not coming back. But as far as the fight goes for the money and who said what and who did what, it's a big mess. So, Bearcat fans, we have to move on. Who's going to be our next coach? Who are you going to find? You know, who's out there? Now, this is another interesting thing that Chad Brendel, if you guys are Bearcat fans, you should be following Chad Brendel. April 19th, 2019, Mick Cronin takes the UCLA job. 2 years later, 2021, John Brannen is fired on the exact same day. I just think that's kind of interesting. I'm bringing my boy, Jeremy D. What's going on, brother?
What's not too much, man. Just trying to get caught up on all this, man. This is kind of crazy. Being a Buckeye fan, I kind of know how you guys feel, especially you Bearcat fans, with not knowing, in the not knowing right now. Just your coach is gone, and from there, it can go anywhere. And that's the thing that kind of sucks, you know, is just you don't know how high, you don't really know what's going on. And hopefully, well, let's just put it this way. I agree with everything you said. Read a couple tweets that you had sent me. A couple of them are a little bit, I don't know, man. You're more of a Bearcat fan than I am. I'm a Buckeye, I admit it. But all I'm saying is I know the feeling of having a little bit of trouble in your organization. And the not knowing is a tough thing.
Yeah, the other interesting thing that I find very troubling is this tweet right here from Pat 40. Per John Brannen's removal as UC's basketball coach, his attorney, John Mars, passed along on April 3rd a text from UC head football coach Luke Fickell to Brannen saying, in part, this is bullshit. And the way this is being handled is bullshit as well. I don't like to cuss on here very much. I try not to. But I agree with him. The way this thing's been handled is bullshit. It's ridiculous. I mean, I know the fan base did not like Brannen for the life of me. I don't know why. But to me, it sounds like they have not talked to Brannen about any of this stuff. I mean, that's what it looks like. I mean, for everything that I've read, there has not been one single report of John Brannen and John Cunningham sitting down and talking about this. I know they said they talked to him about it in the statement that the athletic director released, but according to the attorney, they've never talked. And to me, that's, if you can't talk to your head coach about what's going on, why would your great football coach want to stay here and work for that guy? So
Exactly.
that's what scares me. It's not only that we're losing Brandon, which I know, like I said, Bearcat fans, a lot of them are happy with it. Whatever. Hey, like I said, at this point, I don't care. I just wanted them to hurry up and figure it out, get rid of them or whatever, so we can get another coach, so we don't lose out on all the college transfer portal guys. But if this is the way he handles Brandon, what's that say for Fickle? And Fickle's already not happy about it. So that's scary. I mean, Luke has said he wanted to stay here or has stayed here. But if they keep this guy Cunningham and this is the way he handles it, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about that.
Yeah. And I should have been more specific with my earlier statement, but that's what I was trying to get at right there. It's just tough because you don't know what Fickle's thinking. You don't know. And then I didn't really like him throwing the student athletes kind of under the bus.
That's the thing. They blamed this all on the student athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, the fans have. I mean, I'm not saying the fans are blaming, but the fans are like, well, student athletes don't want to play for them, yada, yada, which, I mean, obviously they didn't. They all transferred. But then I'll keep making the statement. If it was so bad playing for Brandon, why they play so good? And nobody's been able to answer that for me.
A lot of players transfer, from every team.
Right. So, I mean, either way, bottom line is he's gone, and we got to figure out who is going to be the head coach. Now, Kripp says it over and 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 over again that he wants Nick Van Exel. Somebody in the chat said Stevenson from the Boston Celtics. There's no way we're getting him. I think we got the Miller boys, Archie and Sean. They've both been fired, and they're local guys. They might be candidates. I'm just throwing names out there. There's no list of any names that I have read from anybody. I'm just throwing names out there to see, who they can get. But the thing is, they have to move quickly because this transfer portal thing is happening fast. Guys are already signing. I mean, Zach Harvey signed with who was it? Wasn't even UCF. It was Coastal Carolina or some silly school like that. I'm like, really? You left us for that team? Yeah. Anyway, it was that. But people say, well, that's how bad it was. Like, yeah, again, how can it be that bad? And they go all the way to the AAC championship game. I just don't get it. Like, if you have a coach that you cannot stand playing for, why'd you do what he said and play so good? Anyway. I gotta,
I know that's where I'm at, and that's why I brought it up. That's why I was telling you. That's one thing that rung in my head. Nobody throws a student athlete under the bus and then add the coaches along with it, almost like the students hated or the athletes hated him, the coaches hated him, and he's the last one to know. I mean, it's just it's not a good look. But I will tell you this. Don't come snooping around Columbus, Ohio, because we want to keep Chris Holtman a little while. Okay, so
I'll keep telling you this. I don't think you have to worry about it. I don't think we're going to pay as much as Ohio State.
And that's another thing I was going to bring up too. I'm not a Bearcat guy. I've admitted that. I don't know Bearcat like Jeff. I'm a Buckeye, but I have a feeling that whoever you guys take, there's going to be a lot of people that don't like that either. So
people aren't going to people are always going to complain about. So, I mean, let's take it to the Reds. The Reds are 5-1 and people are complaining that Garrett sucks and Joey Votto hasn't hit. Like, we're 5-1. We're scoring more runs than anybody, but everybody's got to complain about something. I'll never understand that for the life of me.
Very true.
Now, we had a couple of suggestions in here. Somebody said Rick Pitino, which you never know. He's at a small school right now, huh? But he's also he's up there in years right now. Sean Miller and Archie Miller, I think, are more of the kind of coaches, the age bracket you want to get into, because they still young.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you got?
Oh, he's asking where the live link is.
I haven't put one up yet. That's why.
Oh, that's where it's at, bro.
Yeah,
it's in Jeff's hand. It's in his pocket. When he decides to put it on, he will. How about that?
I haven't put it up yet. I might put it up. We'll see. Tommy says it's going to be extremely hard for the Bearcats to get a really good coach right now. I agree. But if you get one of the Miller boys, they're pretty good. I mean, now Sean has been fired from Arizona because of NCAA violations.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if he's somebody you want to touch right now. Brannen says Nick Van Exel is not a graduate as far as I can tell. There, he can't be a head coach per NCAA. That I don't know.
So you have to graduate, huh?
Well, I would think so. I don't know.
That's a good
I'm not
point,
sure.
though.
Yeah. But the thing is, I know Kripp always blows up Nick Van Exel, and I'm like, other than Nick Van Exel was a great Bearcat, I'm not sure why you think he'd be a great coach. I still don't get it. I'm sorry, Kripp. I still don't get it. I mean, I don't understand that at all. I mean, that's just kind of weird. Anyway, let's get into this Reds conversation. Let's get into some fun stuff here. The Reds are taking on the D-Bags, as I call them, the D-Bags, Diamondbacks, tonight at 9:40. The pitching matchup is Tyler Mahle, 1-0, ERA of 3.60 versus, I'm probably going to mess his name up, but Widener. He's 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA. Yeah, I'm thinking. I think
he pitched an inning.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think he pitched an inning, and we'll leave it at that. But are they going to get 6 in a row tonight? What are you thinking? Are you going to stay up and watch it? Is the better question.
Well, see, I'm an hour back, so most likely I'll be able to stay up and watch most of it anyway. I think I can say it. Probably all of it. Hell, it's Friday night. We'll all stay up.
Friday, baby.
Let's go. Let's watch them go 6-1 and not watch replay in the morning. I mean, come on. I'll watch it. Damn right.
I gotta be at work in the morning, so I probably won't be able to stay up. But this is the link. Yeah. This is the lineup for tonight. Now, DeWink is back in the lineup. Tyler Naquin is still in the lineup, but he's batting 6th, which I'm sitting there just saying, people complain about everything. It's not a complaint. I won't say it's a complaint. But I'm all for putting Jesse Winker in there and getting him going, and I'm all for keeping Naquin in there. Why don't you leave him at the leadoff spot? Because the last 2 games, he's led the game off with a home run. So that's the only thing I'm kind of like, I'm not sure why you put him down lower, but, it is what it is. And hopefully they will get their 6th win in a row because but I missed the Reds last night. Somebody commented on one of the posts I put on the Strawberry Ice page, and they were like, Siri, what time is the Reds game? The Reds beat the Pirates, 10 to whatever yesterday. There's no game tonight. He's like, crap.
No.
Like, man, I wanted them to play.
Yeah. Well, and about the game tonight, like we were talking a little earlier, it kind of boggles me. I know you like to call him the mad scientist, and this is a pure mad scientist move right here. You take something that is completely not broken, and really even the loss we had, we put up stats, we put up numbers, we put up runs. Castillo had a game that he's not going to have again. Our bullpen, same way. But, I mean, we could very easily be 6-0 right now. And then, he throws, Winky at top. I don't understand it. If it's the old saying, like I told you earlier,
yep.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
I mean, just let it be. And then later down the road, do what you feel like you need to do. But as of right now, let's keep winning. And when that starts to slow down or stop and things aren't working, then you play around with the roster a little bit. I don't know if I agree with it, but it is what it is.
Now, Keith says, get Winker a first baseman, keep Senzel in the line because Senzel is on a 3-game hitting streak now. Keep Naquin in there and rest Joey. The thing is, I'll put this out there, and people have complained about Votto. Votto always historically is a slow starter. If you watch the way he's hitting the ball, he's making solid contact. He's just hitting in bad luck right now. I mean, every ball he's hitting, it's solid. He's striking it. It's just going right to the fielder. So I hear what you're saying, Keith, but my thing is if you can get Joey Votto going and anywhere close to the old Joey Votto, which I'm not saying he's ever going to be that again, but anywhere close to the old Joey Votto, where he wants to do damage, you put him in this lineup with everything that's going on, it's going to be unbelievable. So I'm not ready to sit Votto yet because he is, like I said, a historically slow starter. I do agree. But the thing is, it's so hard. Everybody's hot. Everybody except Suarez. Suarez is the only one that's not really hot. They gave him a day off the day before. But again, Gino, I'm not worried about. He's going to hit. So that's where I'm saying, I understand what you're saying. But Votto, to me, you got to keep him in the lineup because of the progression that he's making with his swing. Because I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm really liking Joey Votto's approach. And Joey Votto's approach is just like the entire team. Like last year, it seemed like Votto overthought everything, and everybody overthought everything. Right now, they're seeing a good pitch, and they're ripping at it. And most of the time, they're making solid contact. Because last year, they were, I think, third or fourth in being the most patient batters, which is great. I always say be patient, be patient. But if you don't hit the freaking ball, it doesn't do you any good. Right now, they're I don't know, they're like one of the least patient teams, but they've scored 57 freaking runs. So I want to get Votto going because Kablastos is not going to hit 500 while he's down to 438. He's not going to hit like that all year. Nyquin isn't going to hit this good all year. So the thing is, you got to get the guys that you're going to rely on throughout the season. You got to get them going too. So Keith, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not ready to squash and sit Votto just yet. We'll wait and see what happens tonight. I had to put that up for you.
Oh, here we go again. Man, I'm not. I swear, one day, guys, if you click on the television and you see me and this guy on there, and I have Dimebag in between my name, I'm going to find you, son. I just want to tell you that. I'm going to tell you that right now, Crip. I will find you.
Crip, he loves you. He's full of crap.
I'm playing, brother. It's all good. It's stuck. My God, bro. It's stuck.
Well, it's just like the Iceman. I mean, I was.
I know. I told you that one time.
Like when we started going live, I was Jeff Strawberry Ice. Everybody kept calling me Iceman. I'm like, all right, screw it. I'll just be the Iceman. So it's funny when I get guests on here. They're like, do I call you Jeff? Do I call you Iceman? Do I call you Strawberry Ice? I'm like, dude, I don't care. You call me whatever.
I mean, me and you talk a lot, and I've called you just about everything there is. I mean, so.
Yeah, well, some of that stuff you can't say on here that you've called.
Oh, well, that's true. I can't go on about that.
All right, Keith, another option is to give Moose a day off right now because he's hot. Move Senzel to third. Honestly, there's so many options. But right now, I don't want to move anybody. Right now, if it were me, Winker wouldn't be in the lineup. It would have been the same lineup that got us to 5-1. That's the way I would have done it. But I'm not the manager, and David Bell is. And I'll give David Bell credit. I mean, I said this last year last year I came on the show and said, I don't think this team wants to play for him. I've said it before the season started, that I don't think these players feel the energy to play for him. I admit it, boy, was I wrong. I mean, they love playing for this guy. And I'm chalking up last year to Moustakas said this in training camp or spring training. With the COVID pandemic and everything going on, and they couldn't go anywhere, and we had so many new guys on the team, they really couldn't get to know each other, and they really get to know each other by hanging out in the clubhouse and going out to dinner and doing stuff together as teammates and not just baseball. And, dude, you can look at this team. They are having freaking fun. I mean, what's the hashtag? Bat flipping, showboating, son of a gun. And that is awesome. I love it. Anyway, get the keys. Other question here. All right, not saying bench Joey. I'm saying rest him, and there you can keep the hot bat in the lineup. Yeah, but I agree with you on that part. But I would have rather just kept the same lineup. Is what I would have rather them done. That would have been a little, I don't know. Like Jeremy said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know?
Yeah, and the thing with Votto is they may rest him some throughout the year, but the guy's signed. He signed a mega mega contract. And if they feel like they can work him out of his little, I guess you can call it slump, but like you said, he's making great contact with the ball. So, I mean, if he starts swinging wild and, and he's popping everything up and he's striking out, I could see. But, man, he's made a few swings this year just in these 6 games. They could have easily been doubles, triples. I mean, he's just – like you said, he's making great contact, but it happens to be to the shortstop or the second baseman or whatever, the outfield. It don't matter. He's just having a string of bad luck, and I think he can work it out. I really do. I hope so, because he's one of my favorites, and that's why we paid him 120, 50, something like that. And I'm talking millions.
Yeah, he's got
million.
I think another 3 or 4 years, I think, on his contract. So that's another reason he ain't going anywhere. Hey, Ice and Jeremy, I think Bell actually was forced to guys like what? I think Bell was actually forced to guys like us, the fans, because they are manufacturing runs and doing things we've all said for 3 years. Oh, forced to listen. There you go. I got you now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Forced to listen. Well, yeah, and that to me, honestly, is the biggest change in this team is the philosophy. They changed their philosophy. Because if you look, they're gonna stop shifting on these guys because they're not hitting into the shift. They're actually hitting opposite field, which I banged on the desk last year for this. I'm like hell, bunt down the third base line. Do something. You're professional hitters. You should be able to inside out the ball to hit it where they're not. I mean, I can't do that, but I'm not a professional baseball player. You're supposed to be able to. And they would just drill it right into the shift last year. And this year they're not. And it's a complete and total change of philosophy. And somebody's put it out there. Well, good thing we got a new batting or hitting coach. We have the exact same hitting coach. We have the exact same coaching staff as we did last year. So yeah, they had to change something. I mean, after going 22 innings in the playoffs and not scoring a freaking run, something had to change. Because, like I said, if you look at, I'll keep quoting this. Chris Welch always says they're as good as they are in the back of their baseball card, and they finally are hitting to that. So, is this Ed? Is that you?
Is this Ed?
You there?
Yeah. What's up, brother?
Yeah.
You guys can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can't see.
Yeah, awesome. It's all working then. I'm in the car. I've never called from the car before.
You the man, brother.
Well, welcome to the show, brother. We were talking Reds, but we can get back into the Bearcat conversation and the firing or parting of ways with the Bearcats and John Brannen. What are your thoughts on the whole situation?
With the Reds, I think they need to hit more.
yeah, they're not hitting enough. You're definitely right on that.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to look into the hitting coach and find out what's going on there because I think we just need to hit a little bit more.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
Not enough.
Yeah, I think he'd be scoring more runs.
Hey, you never know. They might. We'll find out tonight at 9:40. What's your thoughts on the John Brannen situation? I know you guys you got your Facebook group Bearcat Nation, and I know you guys have been trying to post some stuff about Brannen's situation. What do you got? You got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I've seen a lot of guys a lot of people trying to kick a man while he's down. I don't mean to do that. I mean, the man's got a family and all that, and we still don't. I mean, we still don't know exactly what happened. We have the anonymous sources, we have all that going on, but we still don't know what happened. From all accounts, it doesn't sound like it was very good. So, I mean, I think it was time for the university to move on. I think we all knew they was going to move on as soon as we saw 5 players.
But how do you think Cunningham has handled this? Because honestly, from everything that I've read, Cunningham has never talked to Brannen about any of this stuff. And to me, they've just decided to part ways, and they haven't actually given a reason in the statement that they released today.
And I think that's it too. Is that we still don't have that reason. I mean, Cunningham, in my personal opinion, I think, and from what we're hearing again from I guess these are anonymous sources, but I kind of believe these ones, that this whole investigation started back before the tournament, or this whole allegations were being brought up back before the tournament. If that was
that's when one of the players went over Brannen's head and talked to Cunningham per my source. That's what started it all.
Yeah, and I mean, we, in my personal opinion, we probably should have started investigating then instead of 2 weeks after the season ended and then opening an external investigation after that. I mean, I'm not an attorney. I work in the lawyer's office.
He should have at least talked to Brannen and said, hey, this is what's going on. We're going to investigate, try to figure out, get to the bottom of this or something. And as far as I've found out that there was nothing said about it to him until a week or whatever after the season's over. And to me, just as far as the university goes, that puts the university behind the 8 ball if you are going to fire Brannen as to getting a new head coach and what you're going to do.
And that's my thing. I think I think he put us behind the 8 ball. I think I wish we would have came out in a better position in this where, players weren't, already picking their teams. And, we just saw an hour beforehand that Harvey is going to Santa Barbara or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
Santa Barbara, yeah.
You hope that, if JC would have had a better handle on this and, he would have been able to talk to him and say, hey, I'm working on this. We got, something going on. Just give me a little bit more time. We got hopefully a new coach coming in shortly. Just give me a little bit more time. Maybe Harvey doesn't transfer, or doesn't pick them right away. You still have these other players in there, though.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like the communication from the top, from Cunningham to Brannen to the players was awful all the way around. To me, just the whole thing, they didn't talk to each other. And I know we're going in a pandemic and it's hard to communicate, but it's still not hard to communicate. You can do exactly what I'm doing right here.
In my office, we've been using these. My office has been using these things called telecommunication apps, where we can, you can talk to each other, via the internet. It's a new thing. Al Gore invented it, but, I don't know. I hope it doesn't put us. Obviously, next basketball season is going to be one of those rebuilding years, I guess.
I mean, the good thing is if we get a coach in there fast enough, I mean, it's got to be pretty fast by the end of this month, beginning of May, we got to have a coach. There's still a ton of kids that are in a transfer portal. And I mean, I threw it out there. The Miller brothers are both out there, Archie and Sean. They might, Sean, I know had the allegations with NCAA violations and everything, but I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, I don't know who you would get, but I mean, to me, if you want to fix this fast, I think going that route for guys who are already established coaches is probably a good way to do it.
I think you're right. I think you have 2 options here, and the third option I like, but everybody keeps saying Nick Van Exel, but from everything I've read, he doesn't have that 4-year degree, and that's apparently what the university needs. I don't know if it's an NCAA rule or not, but
the thing is, though, has he ever been a head coach anywhere? Has he? I mean, he's been an assistant coach in the NBA, and I think he was an assistant coach in college, but he's never really. I didn't know he aspired to be this. I've never heard him. I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, if he wanted to do that, why didn't he go coach a smaller school and work his way up or something like that? I don't get the whole. I love Nick Van Exel. Don't get me wrong. I think he's one of the greatest Bearcats of all time. I just don't get the love for, we should hire him and it's all going to be fixed. I'm like, I want to see the reason. You got to have some kind of sheet of what you've done, to make it worth getting this job, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's true.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, it's kind of like a high school baseball player getting thrown into the major leagues, the way Jeff kind of put it. It's just that is something that I had no idea about either. But go ahead if you've got more information than I do, especially on Bearcat basketball.
No, I just think if we're looking for a quick turnaround, it's a way to get these players out of the portal, and still compete next year. I think Archie Miller is a good candidate. Right. I don't think Sean Miller. I think Clifton will burn if we hire Sean Miller.
The former Xavier coach. Yeah, I know.
But I also I've been hearing this a lot, just from people on Twitter or whatever. But Darren Savino, I mean, a lot of the players in Cincinnati already know him. He's played under Mick. Mick just got himself a contract extension, just got himself to the Final Four. we know that he plays that Cincinnati style of basketball because he's been under Mick.
Right.
The reason why I say he could possibly be a quick turnaround and still compete next year is because of the fact that he's been here. He knows the system. The players know him. So I think that's a viable option, I guess. I also, in a lot of these former players have been coming out as well. I also like the thoughts of having some of these former players like James White come out. He's apparently gone through the program, the coaching program that needs to happen for the NCAA, according to his, himself on Twitter. And I think he was on Chad's show. I think he said that on Chad's show. I'm not 100% sure, but he's, again, one of those guys. I think he just finished his career in overseas. I don't know if he was signed up for the Big Three again this year or not. But I think he's also one of those guys where I think that's maybe a long-term thing, or maybe we look at him in a couple years, maybe sign a coach to a 3 or 4 year contract, and then maybe look at James White then. I don't know. I do like the idea though of these former players coming back and coaching.
Yeah, Dave's calling us out here. He says Van Exel's resume is easy to find. Over 10 years of coaching in college and in the pros. Try Google, guys. Okay, again, I said he coached in the NBA and in college, but what I said is he has never ran a program himself. That's what
was that Sam or Dan?
Huh?
Was that Dan or Sam?
That was Dave.
Dave.
All right, then. I thought maybe it was that Sam guy.
No, Sam. That Sam guy doesn't want to talk to me anymore on Bearcat Country. Yeah. But yeah, that's my thing is I get it with all the foreign players and everything. I would prefer a guy who's actually ran a program because it's different. Like now, if you're an assistant coach, like say when Mick left and we had one of his assistant coaches take over, and you kind of run the same program. That's different. But if you're bringing somebody in who's never done it, it's a lot. There's a lot to running a Division I college basketball program. I mean. And that's just my personal opinion. I'd rather have somebody who's actually done it before.
Now, I'm not opposed to bringing in, Archie or Savino or somebody like that, and then having James White as assistant coach. I think that's great.
Yeah, that would be fun. They could work their way up to it.
He's talked about on his Instagram Live that there are players who reach out to him all the time. Good players who reach out to him all the time, saying, "How do I get in at Cincinnati?" So, I mean, yeah. I can be down with that too, but
yeah, I would prefer that if you it's just a big jump from
it is.
And I'm not saying it's not going to work. I mean, if they hire Nick Van Exel, and like I said, all I care about is that jersey right there that says Bearcats on it. If they hire Nick Van Exel, I will be all behind them. Because I will always support the Bearcats coach. I supported Mick Cronin. I defended him for years because people were like, he can't get out of the first round. He's not a good coach. I don't know how many of my friends that weren't Bearcat fans like, man, you guys got to get a new coach, man. I was like, oh, really? Well, look how good our old coach did. He just went to the Final Four. So,
that's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I mean, whoever is the coach, whoever they make the final decision, I will support. I right now am in favor of firing John Cunningham because I just don't like the way he's handled this. And with the tweet that Pat Forty tweeted out, I don't know if you saw this or not, from Luke Fickell to John Brannen saying this whole thing is bullshit. That scares me because if Fickell thinks that, then how long is he going to stick around? So if you already got your number one coach right now is Luke Fickell, and if he's not happy with the way they handled John Brannan's situation, he might be looking around. And next time a school comes and gets him, he might be like, "All right, I'll go." And that's the bad thing about this. If you get a reputation of not being able to take care of your coaches or not communicate, which this whole thing is communication. Either way you want to look at, from the players to the head coach to the AD, it's all communication. That's all this is. Whether he was a bad coach, good coach, whatever, there was no communication in this at all. And that's one of the biggest things. If you are an AD, your biggest thing that you have to do is communicate with your employees. And if you cannot do that, you should not be in that job.
Yeah, no, I agree. And B Fox said something on his podcast the other day I was listening to on the way home that, is the university going to communicate with him in the middle of an investigation? No. I mean, does the FBI?
No, but they should at least tell them they were doing it.
Exactly.
Or trying to find out what's going on before they do it. Something.
exactly. If during the season there's things coming up and you're not communicating to the coach during the season, hey, players are coming to us and saying this.
Right.
What do you got? That's where the communication needs to be. You need to be communicating with your coach during the season when this is happening, especially during a COVID season where there's a lot of different restrictions and things like that. If they're going to claim that he wasn't doing things by COVID restrictions, then that's when the AD needs to step in and support the coach by saying, here's what you got to do.
We don't know exactly what the claims were. We've heard rumors,
exactly.
But nothing is confirmed. And I don't think we'll ever find out, to be honest. So, probably and that's the problem, I think, with this whole thing. It started the players. Look, Huggins had guys quit. Terry Nelson quit on Huggins. Eric Hicks quit on Bob Huggins. Players quitting on coaches is not new. What's that?
Didn't Terry say on your show that Corey Blunt was ready to leave, and Corey's grandma said, "Is he feeding you? Yeah. Is he taking care of you? Yeah. Well, then you're staying because I ain't feeding you here."
Right. Exactly. So everybody that's the thing. To me, I'm kind of like everybody's freaking out that all these guys quit. 5 of them leaving. Yeah, that's a big deal. I do agree with that. There's something up with that. But to me, the communication should have started before that happened. And that's where the thing is. You had Huggins had guys quit. Literally quit. And they weren't going anywhere because they couldn't transfer. It wasn't as easy as it is now. Now it's so easy to transfer. If you get your feelings hurt, I'm just going to transfer. I'm gonna get out of here. It's so easy to do that now compared to the way it was then. But those guys all came back and they all loved it. They were glad they did it. I'm wondering if these guys are going to regret, because the thing is, we got to realize too is John Brannen is a human being. He's a father. He's a husband.
Yes.
And his name is getting drugged through the mud. And in my opinion, there hasn't been any solid information as to why, if this is true, if this is not true. This man has to continue to try to get a job after this, So you're taking
exactly. And if the rumors are
good, sorry.
And if the rumors are correct that he has not been communicated with at all, then what are in your personal, in your own life, right? If you get let go from a job and they tell you because it's performance and you've never been communicated to about that, well, you're going to do everything in the world to try to get, compensated and get your name cleared as well.
That's why I say that's exactly why I say when I started the show, this isn't over. He's not the coach anymore, but this isn't over. We
got 2 more months.
Yeah, we got to look because one, Brandon's going to try to clear his name, because right now, like I said, he's biohazard. Nobody's going to touch him right now because of what he just went through. So he's going to have a really hard time getting a job, assistant coach job right now. So he's got to try to clear his name and get it out there so he can continue to work. So anyway, it's just a big mess.
We also don't know how much he got paid.
Right. Yeah. Because I've read it was $5 million or whatever. That's what the lawyer wanted, and I read it was 1.5. Who knows? And he still had 4 more years on his contract. So it's a lot of money that they have to pay because they didn't say they fired him with cause.
You're right. I didn't see that in the statement where they said they fired him with cause.
Never said fire with cause. We're parting ways. They never said that. I said he's no longer the coach. No, they didn't say they fired him. They didn't say they fired him with cause. They didn't say any of that stuff. They just said he's parting ways and he's no longer the coach. That's all they said in the statement. So it's a very general statement. It's not okay. We're firing him because of this, or we're letting him go because of this, or he's leaving because of this. It's we're parting ways, and we're not really going to tell you why, just so we can hopefully move on to get another head coach. Which actually, that's the point. I want them to get to that point to move on. That's what they have to do. But to me, there's been no reason given, and there probably may never be a reason given for why this has happened.
And the reason could come out. It could change both of our minds. We could be like, okay, yep, that was a good reason to let him go.
And if it does, I'll raise my hand. I'm like, all right, cool. And that's what I want to know. That's the only thing. That's what I want. I want to know why. Why is it? Because Bearcat fans have been riding this guy all year, which, and I've said this on Bearcat Country, and I said on my show a ton of times. If it was so bad playing for John Brannen, then why did they play so good? Why did they play the way he wanted them to? You say, oh, well, we got our ass kicked by Houston. Houston was the Final Four team. They were beating a lot of people. So, And nobody can ever answer that question for me. They just say, "Oh, he's a bad coach." I'm like, dude, huh?
There might be a couple excuses for that. I mean, they played really well after Keith went out, and I think they were playing for Keith in that game. I can't remember what game that was, but I think they were playing for.
That was the second game of the conference finals.
Against Wichita, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they played real well for Keith. You know what? And now we're going back to the conference. When he walked off the court without the players at the end of that conference tournament, I knew something. I was like, oh,
that was definitely interesting. You knew something was up. But I mean, the thing is, I'll even say I'm not even saying the AAC tournament. I mean, even when they got back from the COVID, I mean, hell, they lost what 4 games, and I mean, 2 of them were to Houston. So I mean, even that they played good.
There was one point where I thought they were clicking. Like I thought Easton and because they chest bumped at the end. It was Easton's big game. I can't remember what game it was, but they chest bumped it right going into a commercial. I was like, all right, they're clicking. Like this is something that's about to happen. And then and here we are. Now we're hoping that Bob Huggins comes back and just turns everything around.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I also heard it's a possibility. I heard Kerry Combs could come and coach the basketball team. I heard there was that. That rumor.
My Buckeye, he was coming to coach. Is that what Kerry Combs?
The football coach, yeah, he's
he's going to come coach the football team now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the rumor. If Fickle leaves, that Combs is the next in line. We'll see.
Oh, hey, he'd be a good one, man. He's a good coach.
I don't want Fickle leaving, but I mean, I'm a realist when it comes to that. I know we're not going to be able to keep him forever. There's no way. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think he's going unless there's a big school calling.
Well, yeah, no, I don't think Fickle's leaving. Well, depending if he doesn't like Cunningham, who knows? This might change a lot of stuff. But before all this came out, I didn't think he was going to leave unless, and Jeremy's going to hate me saying this, but Ohio State or Notre Dame or some big school like that, not necessarily those 2 schools, but a big school like that comes calling, you know, because it's eventually going to be where they offer him so much money that we just can't compete. It's just a fact.
Yeah, that's what's going to come down to.
Exactly.
Yeah, his tenure in the Big Ten didn't help him a whole lot for major conferences, but I think what he's done in Cincinnati has made people forget quite a bit about his time at Ohio State.
You always bring that up, and that was the year that he came in and he was the interim coach, and they lost to a lot of their starters, and it wasn't for the Buckeyes.
But hey, I'm giving him love. I know,
but you always bring that up. It's 1 year, and if he was so bad, they kept him on as a coach, so he still wasn't bad.
But Urban, his first year, Brian Day, his first year.
Look at they weren't coming off of people getting suspended and getting kicked out of school either.
Urban was, and we went undefeated. But anyway, it's okay. I'm giving him love. Can I not give him love, Jet?
You can, but you keep bringing that up.
Love, and we damn
near beat Georgia.
And I'm just saying that, just like it sticks in everybody else's head, it's in there. But
if you quit repeating it all the time, they wouldn't.
Cleaned his slate, is what I'm saying. And now I believe that there are big teams that will call him. And I'm with you on that. I agree with that.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, there are big teams who will be calling.
That is for sure. All right, Ed, well, I appreciate you jumping on and giving your insight onto some Bearcat stuff. And if you guys had not subscribed, check out their podcast. It's Pardon the Punctuation. You guys got a new episode that you dropped here recently?
Hey, give me just 1 second.
All right. I'm waiting.
Waiting.
Yep. Give me 5 minutes.
Dun.
Well, we'll just jump him off there because I don't know. He's got something going on. He's still muted. So anyway,
we'll get him back.
We'll get him back later on. I just wanted to let you guys know it's 6:19, and I got to put the graphic on this, but I don't have it on this Reds app one. But you guys are watching Sports with Strawberry Ice. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I have 975 subscribers. If you guys are watching on the Facebook page, please do me a favor. There's over 1,000 of you guys that follow that page. Please do me a favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see if he's back. Ed, you back? You back? You back? Nope, he's not back.
He's on mute. Yep.
He's on mute. We'll leave him there. All right, let's get into this Bengals breaking news, because this was the thing I was going to talk about, because Jeremy blew up the chat going, hey, guys, the Bengals got a new defensive coordinator or something. I'm like, what? They got rid of Armadillo? Are you serious? And no, that's not it. We hired this guy. Which, I mean, I don't know. Bengals hired Ed Lou. I'm going to mess his name up. Cioffi? C-I-O-F-F. Koff.
Cioffi? I don't know. Cioffi? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But he was hired today. He will be the Bengals defensive quality control coach. Now, to me, we were talking about this yesterday with the guys that were formerly from the Bengals Brawl podcast, which they're no longer associated with that anymore. But we're talking with those guys about if Armadillo defense sucks to begin the year, who would be the replacement? And to me, it looks like they possibly have one in this guy. But I mean, if you look at his resume, here's his resume. Let me bring that back up here. Oops, wrong one. It is here. He brings 22 years of NFL experience, coaching experience. Previously was a Bengals assistant from 97 to 2010. Other NFL coaching experience with the Cleveland Browns, 2013 to 16, Tennessee Titans, 14 to 15, Arizona, yada, yada, yada. He also, his last one he was in was the XFL with the DC Defenders. So I don't know. I mean, that's not a big wow factor for me, but he's the defensive quality control coach. Like I said, I don't know what the hell that is. You got any clue what that is?
You know, I have no idea. I mean, you are conditioned to watch defensive football. I'm guessing it's just the overall conditioning, maybe, of the defense, workouts. But then we have a strength coach, so I don't know, man. I really have no idea.
I'll bring that back from us. A good compliment. I appreciate you. One speedster. You guys have a great thing going here, Iceman. Love the energy you bring to the show. Jeremy is so chill. You guys are a good mixture for the show. Enjoy the passion you both bring. Thank you. Appreciate that a lot. Now, Ed is still here. Are you there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I was gonna let you give yourself a little plug here before you left on your you guys had a podcast pop out.
How did I miss the posting for that defensive quality control? I used to be
Alabama, baby. Alabama.
I missed that posting. I could have done that. That's like, it's gonna be like when they call the plays in, somebody's gonna be listening in on that and just checking the quality of those call plays. Like, just like when you call in to customer service. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
we have and I appreciate you. Let me drop it. We have a new episode coming out tonight. Jeff and Aaron recorded it last night while I was driving home, and then I tried to upload it tonight, but YouTube was not helping me this afternoon. So I will be uploading that tonight. So I appreciate that.
No problem, dude. Appreciate you jumping on the show.
No problem. And you guys let me know when we find out how the Reds are going to hit more, because I like I said, I need more hits. I need more home runs. I don't think Nick is playing very well. I don't think Jonathan India is playing very well. He needs to step up his game.
True.
So I need all these guys to step up their game.
Exactly. I couldn't put it any better there, Ed. These guys are just, I don't know where their head's at. I mean, 57 runs in the first 6 games. I mean, come on, we need to have at least 70 or 80 runs. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Especially against the Cardinals.
Yeah, and we should have spread it out through the whole year, I think, personally. But, whatever.
They just need they just always hit more. Just always.
always
always hit more.
Feels good, don't it?
I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for jumping on the show.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, brother.
Late. All right, Jeremy. Dimebag Dean, you have some interesting stuff about the Masters and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah, I sure do. Just wanted to throw out a little bit of the leaderboard, at least. on the Masters. You got everybody there. If anybody's got any money on it, whatever. This is only the second day. We got 2 more days to go. So, but as of right now, Justin Rose, the Englishman, is 7 under. And really, other than that, you got Jordan Spieth. He's at 5 under after winning last week at the Valero. So Spieth is he's picked up his game. Justin Thomas, I'm sure a lot of you guys know him, like him. He's he's American. He's 4 under. He's in it. Tony Finau, 4 under. He's in it. A lot of Americans towards the top. I think it's going to be a fun weekend if you guys enjoy to watch golf. It's going to be a good weekend because they are close together. Other than Justin Rose, like I said, who's 7 under, but we all know that Justin Rose can also he tends to blow up, shoot over par. So I got a good feeling for some of our Americans to come up and take the tournament.
How is my boy Big Swole Shambo? How's he doing?
Did he
clear the trees? That's why I want to know, because I know he was trying to drive it on the first tee. Did he make it, or did he come close? Or
no, he actually was 3 over at one time.
Ooh.
But that's what you get when you swing like him. That's
what I always have. I swing like that, and it never goes straight. But that's beside the point.
Well, and that's the same problem that every golfer has. I don't care if you're PGA or Jack Nicklaus in his prime. You're going to hit a bad shot, and the way DeChambeau swings the club, one miss hit is going to be out on the highway. So, but he has went from the last time I checked. Now things may have changed, but he went from 3 over to 1 under. So he did have a couple good holes, and he's still
telling me there's a chance.
He's still in the
Big Swole can make a comeback. All right,
I like it.
Still
in it, brother. He's still in it. So that's your Masters, man. And for the Buckeyes, we've got some bad news. We are freshman linebacker Mitchell Melton, who had a chance to start, who's still hopefully going to have a chance to start this year, suffered what Ryan Day called a long-term injury in practice. He will definitely not be in the spring game. He joins Haskell Garrett, who is our anchor. He is the anchor of the Buckeyes defense, who's hurt as well. Sevyn Banks, you guys know him, all you Bucknuts out there. Cornerback. He was supposed to come in, shine this year. He's got a long-term injury that may keep him out until the season starts, as well as Cameron Brown, another starter, and Dallas Gant, our linebacker. So some tough news coming out of Ohio for football. And one more thing for you Bucknuts out there. In case you didn't hear, we lost our offensive tackle, Max Ray, 4-star. He entered the draft portal. And if I was Luke Fickell, my ears would be going ding, 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 ding. Yes, you guys need a lineman. He's out there. He's in the portal. Hate to see him go, but he only played 1 game. This is his last year of eligibility. So that's about it, though, for Masters and Buckeye Talk, man. And other than that, I don't know, brother. What do you got?
Well, I know I didn't till I said it yesterday, but I didn't remind you today. But today is Friday. When we usually do the Zeke of the week on Friday.
That is true.
So if you don't have one, that's fine. But I have one. And my Zeke of the week is John Cunningham, athletic director for the University of Cincinnati Bearcats, on the complete debacle of your handling of this situation with John Brannen. And if it is a results in Luke Fickell leaving, I will never forgive you. So you got to step up your game, your communication game. You're in the big leagues now, baby. You're University of Cincinnati. We're Division I. Got to communicate, do a better job. You, sir, John Cunningham, are my Zeke of the week. You ain't got one, Jeremy? I'll just roll into the Facebook groups. You got one? All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember, brother. Didn't write it down, but like normal, I'm going to get me a little bored. I'm going to do a little PTI thing or whatever the hell they got going on there, you know. So we look good, you know.
We're professionals here.
Exactly. We don't get into politics on this show. Everybody knows it. And that's why my Zeke of the week is the MLB. Stay out of politics, Major League Baseball, please. PGA, NFL. We're taking all that money that could have been poured into the city of Atlanta has been ripped away over a bill, a political bill. Yep. Let's stop the madness. The people in Atlanta are struggling just like anybody else in America, and leave the game there, which they're not going to, I know. No. But to pull the game out of there is just insanity. I don't agree with it. I'm not getting political here. I'm talking about Major League Baseball.
And just the city of Atlanta and how them losing the All-Star game is affecting them. That's it.
It's a bad it's a bad thing, man. And
that's a good way to put it.
That's mine.
All right, let's get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. They are Houday Nation, a great Bengals group. Cincinnati Reds rounding third and heading for home. Bearcat Country, where I posted all the stuff that I showed on here. It's all on there about John Cunningham and everything. It's also on my Strawberry Ice page. The Ohio State Bucknuts, great Ohio State group. The Ice Bar, where me and Jeremy do a lot of silly TikToks, memes, and it's a virtual bar. So I invite you guys to join. I got to give a special shout out to Bengals Nation and Cincinnati Redlegs. I think Cincinnati Redlegs posted a link to my show, so to Bengals Nation. So I appreciate both those groups. Follow me on my social media platforms. Facebook, Sports Strawberry Ice. I have 941 likes. Followers, you guys are awesome. 1,022. That is great. Now, as I said before, 1,022. On my YouTube channel, I have 975. It's close. It's really not that close. I want as many followers on YouTube. I want that many subscribers, or as many followers I have on my Facebook. I want that many subscribers on my channel. So if you guys are watching this on any of the Facebook groups, please go to the YouTube channel, type in Sports with Strawberry Ice, hit subscribe, hit the bell for the notification. I would greatly appreciate it. Twitter followers, I'm up to 333. Working on getting that one bigger. And also I'm on Instagram, and like I said, me and Jeremy do some silly TikToks. I'll be pulling the sound off here, putting it on the podcast later on, and I think it's great. I'm getting like at least 10 or 12 people listening to the podcast here on a regular basis, so I appreciate you guys. And it's on BeanPod, iPod, or iTunes, Apple Podcasts, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Like I said, YouTube, 975. Try to get that to 1,000. And other than that, Jeremy D, you help us roll on out of here.
I sure will, man. And I just want to say thanks to all the groups as well that you went through. I want to say thanks to Jeff with Cincinnati Bengals The Jungle as well. Throw us up on there. That's awesome. Appreciate it. John, wanted to say, hey, dude, got here a little late. Hopefully you can jump on a little sooner next time. But other than that, as always, remember one thing and one thing only, and that is you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati, so act like it. Houday, keep watching the show, tell your friends.
Houday. Hopefully the Reds will get their 6th win in a row. And I'm kind of with Ed. I think they need to score more runs. I mean, I'm seriously 57 runs. That's really, that needs more. Let's get 70 or 80. You guys enjoy your weekend. I'll see you Monday, and that's just sports, baby. See ya!